Alright, so this is, I believe, the highest score recorded on video for this mode. There are higher scores that have been like documented just by a picture of the score, but I've never seen anybody getting a higher score and actually recording it on video. So while I was trying to do this, this is one of the strategies I came up with, was diving down to get that break, as opposed to trying to go for one of the magnets. So a really easy strategy for 4,000 points is to just go for the magnet instead of the star. You can see there was a magnet right above the star. And the magnet, if you don't know, will just stop you immediately. The break will not. The break you still slide a little bit, but it does stop you faster. You can see here I'm rising as we approach this third island, and the reason for that is it scrubs off speed. And so the whole idea is to just slowly touch down, and then the brake will stop you in place. So even with that slowdown, if I didn't have the brake, I would have continued to roll, maybe even into the water, I'm not sure. It can be hard to predict, but so that's why I do that there. Round 1 and 4, which are of course the same stage, are very, those are the hardest ones. Those are the hardest ones to do to get 5,000 points. These ones are relatively trivial, although have I choked after getting 5,000 points in round 1 and 4? Of course I have. So I've seen different people with different strategies on how to get maximum points on this one. I find it easy to just swing around. I always swing to the left for some reason, but just swing around here so that I'm lined up with the stars. That can lose speed though. Sometimes that can mess you up. You can lose too much speed turning around. And there you go. So it does slide a little bit, and with the magnet, and if you're going too fast, you can actually fall off. That has happened a few times. It's not that common though. So here's round 3, which is the hardest in like casual play, obviously, because it's very narrow. Here, not so bad. It can be a little tricky, but you'll see what I do here. So one key difference from the TAS is that I'm going up off of the end of the ramp. What the TAS does is it falls off the bottom so that it doesn't lose speed, because if you go uphill, obviously you lose speed. That's, I think, why I've actually gotten more points, because it's not necessary. As I'm showing, you can easily get 5,000 points, although I came very close there. You can easily get 5,000 points without doing that. I say easily. No, it's quite tricky to get it on all 6 rounds, but it's not impossible to get it while going off the ramp as opposed to falling off. So you don't need that extra speed it gives you. What that means is those initial banana bunches, I can get those, whereas the task couldn't, and that strategy in general can't. There are single bananas on the sides of the ramp, and technically you can get one of those, so the highest score somebody is like documented, taken a picture of, has a 6 at the end. I don't remember the exact, but it has a 6 at the end because he got a banana on every round. If I was really seriously trying to compete with the best, scores anyone's ever gotten, I would do that, but it's not really worth it. And it messes me up. It makes it harder to get those first, I think 6 bunches. 6 banana bunches at the start of all the rounds. So here, I was a little nervous. I was pretty far off to the right, but I was just about able to keep it in. At this point, it's a time where I can quite commonly choke. So that's good. That I didn't, obviously, because you're watching this right now. Yeah, as you can see, those bananas, those bunches each give you 10 points. And that is kind of the key, the variation, because you can't get more than 5,000 points on the target. I tried collecting more than 4 stars, and it caps at a 5 times multiplier, which was kind of disappointing to find out, but also kind of good to find out because it means that getting the max possible points from the targets, at least, is something I can actually do. Whereas the strategies to get like 6 times, 7 times would be pretty crazy. I think it would necessitate falling off the ramp, because you'd need that extra speed. For instance, on that one, you could probably loop around and get all 7 or all 6 stars for 7 times points, but it makes no difference to your scores, except the extra 10 points for collecting the stars. So all the variation is how many bananas you can pick up, which I'm not great at controlling the monkey in the air, to be honest. It's not very intuitive, to be honest. But yeah, but I got enough to get that extra 1,000, so it's, you know, that's why it's 31,160. Getting these 2 stars, and then I just have to fly in, and there we go. So that's the run. I'm sure this is something that if anybody cared to do, it would have been done already, but nobody seems to have recorded a score over this ever, including tasks, which I find kind of weird. So anyway, thanks for watching.